All right, we back, man. We finna react to these crazy ass immigrants acting a fool in LA, California, man. Cause they came here illegally. So now they don't want to leave. This shit crazy, man. Then they waving the Mexican flag. How the hell you waving the Mexican? Take your ass back to Mexico. What the hell you waving the Mexican? I can see if you waving an American flag. Your ass waving the Mexican flag. Man, what the hell? What type of shit is
begin
this?
this hour with Los Angeles
So Trump said he
more
listen.
demonstrations
He's sending
today.
the big dog.
It would be the fourth day of protests against the White House's immigration crackdown.
Trump said he had to go send the big
seeing
dog.
A fraught relationship between the Trump administration and leaders in California. The state's governor, Gavin Newsom, is promising to sue the federal government over President Trump deploying California's national.
Do y'all hear how crazy this shit sound? The governor of California is trying to sue the president because he trying to get all the illegal immigrants out of America. The governor of California is protecting illegal immigrants. Do y'all hear how crazy that sound? How the hell you gonna sue me, the president?
Despite opposition from the governor and LA's mayor.
Boy, that's why I say, bro, we living in GTA.
Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight.
No. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden administration, they created this issue you see on the stream, nigga. The hell you talking about? Y'all let all these people in here. Y'all opened the borders, nigga. The hell, don't blame this on Trump because he getting all these people up out of here. Shit, he ain't fucking around.
Created the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this.
Hold on, man. I'm running back, man. Let it catch up.
He's exacerbated the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this fire ever since he announced he was taking over the National Guard.
Around 300 National Guard troops are in L.A. right now. This is video of some of them clashing with protesters on Sunday outside the city's federal building. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says 500 Marines are also standing by to be deployed.
This is
the
crazy.
Clashes between police and protesters began on Friday. Federal agents carried out workplace raids at multiple locations. Immigration and Customs Enforcement says they took more than 100 people into custody last week. On his way back to the White House from Camp David today, President Trump was asked about his border czar, Tom Homan, raising the possibility of arresting California Governor Gavin Newsom if the governor got
Oh,
in the
God,
way of
lock his
immigration
ass up.
operations. Here's what the president had to say.
Gavin Newsom he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it?
Lock his ass up too. Shit. Tired of this dumbass.
Leading us off this hour,
all
from
this
Los
money
Angeles
we spending on
NBC News
illegal
correspondent
immigrants.
David Noriega, also with us, NBC
shit
News
is
White House
crazy.
correspondent Vaughn Hilliard and NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalos. David, let me start with you. The LAPD said last night that all of downtown Los Angeles is declared an unlawful assembly area. What does that mean, and what are you seeing right now in preparation for perhaps later demonstrations?
Well, Kate, just to give you a sense of how we got to where we are, directly behind me you will see the National Guard troops that have triggered this latest wave of protests. They are currently posted up outside of the federal building, which is also outside of the Metropolitan Detention Center, where a number of the people who were detained in these ICE raids starting on Friday were first held before being moved to other ICE processing centers outside of the city. That federal building, this federal property, was really the target of the protesters starting on Friday, and especially became the target of the protesters yesterday once those National Guard troops were stationed there.
That's
now,
crazy,
yesterday,
right?
after protesters from multiple points in the city converged on this point downtown, initially they had scuffles with the National Guardsmen and with DHS police. Eventually, local law enforcement came, LAPD came, and using crowd control, non-lethal munitions, rubber bullets, foam rounds, tear gas, pushed the protesters away towards other parts of downtown. It was at that point that LAPD declared an unlawful assembly for a large
saying,
swath
bro, how
of
the
the
hell
downtown
you-
area. And as of this morning, there is...
How the hell you complaining because you came over here illegally? And now we caught your ass. Now we finna send your ass back. Man, these people here crazy.
Very heavy law
And it's
enforcement
Americans
presence
supporting this
across
shit.
downtown, not just LAPD, not just LA County sheriffs, but Ventura County, Orange County, Santa Barbara County sheriffs. You have PDs from Beverly Hills, Pasadena.
I don't get it.
Pretty much every law enforcement agency in Southern California is represented in downtown LA today, trying to prevent the kinds of scenes we saw yesterday from happening again. Now, Kate, there are some protests that are scheduled to take place in downtown. The ACLU and some labor unions are holding a protest nearby in Grand Park. Some students are supposed to walk out and converge here later. We'll see just how tense and confrontational those gatherings become, Kate.
All right, David, thank you. We'll come back to you in a second. Vaughn, the president says that he made a, quote, great decision to send in the National Guard. What are we hearing from the White House?
Great decision.
The White House is defending the president's decision to federalize the National Guard. One thing we should be clear about is, compared to the first administration under then-President Trump back in 2020, during the George Floyd protests, he had called for the National Guard to be deployed by governors, and he even acknowledged in 2020 that
George
he did not
Floyd
have the power
protest
at the
was
time,
bullshit.
these were his own words, to send in the National Guard himself. Fast forward to 2023, when he was on the presidential campaign trail, he said that if he were to get back into office, he would do different things differently this time around and not wait for governors to deploy the National Guard. Instead, he'd seek to use the law to send them in himself. And here in 2025, that is exactly what he has done. Of course, we have heard widespread pushback, particularly from California Governor Gavin Newsom, who the president of the United States here just in the last hour
People
to
just
see
be
arrested for what crime. It is not clear. There is no criminal activity that has been alleged by the California governor. But in just the last few moments, Newsom tweeting out in response, the president of the United States just called for the arrest of a sitting governor. This is a day I hoped I would never see in America. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. This is a line we cannot cross as a nation. This is an unmistakable step toward authoritarianism. It is not clear where this is heading.
No, it's
and what
not.
The White
No, it's
House
not.
is seeking to
Your
use the
ass just-
National Guard
nah.
for beyond their current capacity, which they're there right now.
You got to get locked up, bro. If you trying to protect these illegal immigrants, bro, you committing a crime. It's illegal to come over to America illegally. You can't just come. Man, hell no.
Okay.
That's it. Man, yeah. I'm happy Trump getting on that ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy he getting on their ass. Shit, they should have been out this motherfucker. Hey, you talking about? But man, that's gonna be it, man. Y'all already know what to do, man. We're gonna be back for another one.